Here's part 2 on how to pass your pharmacist licensing exams on the first try. I sat for my NAPLEX on June 16th, 4 days after sitting for my MPJE. If I'm being completely honest with you, I didn't study very much. My school required us to take a branded versus generic quiz every semester on the top 300 drugs, so that was kind of an advantage that I had there. And for my APPE rotations, my electives were in infectious diseases, oncology, and critical care. So I also had all the topic discussions on different, papers and studies that they wanted to go over there. So I just reviewed those handouts that I made to get brushed up on those for the NAPLEX. I did use the UWorld RX Prep online in the book. So during my APPE rotations, I would go through the hypertension, diabetes, as I was saying, so when I was on my APPE rotations, I would use the NAPLEX UWorld book in order to go over hypertension, diabetes, asthma, COPD. I did a little bit of gout just to brush up on those because I don't see that very much. ACS, stable angina, kind of like the heavy hitters. I went over those actual chapters. And I also did the psychiatric, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's chapters as well. Once I went through all of those, I just knew I knew nothing. So I needed to actually figure out what might be on the exam. So from there, I went on to Reddit. There's a thread on Reddit that is NAPLEX Prep, I think it is. And there was a lot of people saying that it was going to be heavy on calculations, TPNs, and biostatistics. And that ended up being true for me. One of my faculty has a really nice video on Access Pharmacy in which he goes through every single calculation that I experienced on the actual NAPLEX itself. So I feel like my exam was maybe 35 to 40% just calculations. And if you add in the TPN calculations and the biostat calculations, it was 50% plus. I didn't have a whole lot of select all that apply and a whole lot of multiple choice. It was all fill in the box with the calculation result that you got. I was prepared for my TPN part because I memorized all the lipids, like the 10%, 20%, 30%, and the kilocalories, and I could convert from kilocalories to the grams and grams back to kilocalories. For the biostatistics area, number needed to treat, number needed to harm, ARR, RRR. So absolute risk reduction, relative risk reduction, all of those were on there, odds ratio, hazard ratio, and interpreting confidence intervals. Our school went really hard on that. So again, I had an advantage on knowing that already. To prepare for multiple choice and select all that apply, though, I did go into the RX Prep online and I would do 50 questions at a time. I would remove all calculations because I wanted to just drill my knowledge in all of the different disease states. I didn't score all that great, but I had the tutor mode on so I could read the explanations. Even if I got